Thank you so much for joining me for this short training. I'm Cheryl Tan. I'm a consultant, speaker, and creator of the Video Bootcamp. I've gotten a lot of questions recently. People are looking for tips and tricks on how to look and sound better on camera. They know they'll be doing more virtual calls. They'll be turning to video conferences because events have been canceled. And they want some things they can put into place right now to leverage video, to help them use video more effectively. So I wanted to create this training for you. Here we go. How to look and sound better on your next video call. The first thing I want to say is great video creators aren't born, they are made. It takes time, it takes determination, it takes a lot of patience. The important thing is you start, because the more you create video, the better you will get. Guarantee it. Here's what we'll talk about today: how to stand out on camera. We'll talk about your equipment, your look, and your message. First, though, I wanted to share with you where all of this fits in. I teach my no-fail video formula in my video boot camp. And what we're talking about today is truly the foundation: your audio, your video, your lighting. And from there, it's important to sort of see it as a process. We help you position your message to reach the right people. We have a process, so you're not creating video all the time, but really creating video once a month maybe, and using it to drip out over the course of the rest of the month. We talk about publishing and promoting properly so that more people see the video that you create. Why is it important to master video? Well, these days, people are certainly going to do their homework. They're going to Google you before they decide to even meet you in person, go into your shop, or pick up the phone to set up some sort of consultation meeting. And video is a great way for them to decide if they want to know you, if they like you, if they want to trust you. I meet a lot of people. I work with corporate executives who are actually very comfortable speaking publicly. They have no problem speaking to a room of thousands of people. And yet, if there was a camera in the room, that would put them on edge. It's nice to be able to be that person who can be the speaker in the front of the room, but also be comfortable knowing that there's a camera there recording it for use later. I love the idea of leveraging the power of one to many. For example, creating the video at the beginning of the year and knowing that possibly at the end of the year, somebody could see that video and want to learn more about you. And from that video you made months earlier, decide to give you a call or want to work with you. And this last point is one that hurts my heart, because I talk with too many people who say no. They say no to opportunities. Maybe it's a TV interview, a speaking engagement where there's a camera present. They just say no to opportunities that come to them because of fear. And I think this lesson that they learned today could help them bypass that fear and say yes to more opportunities. The problem with the typical video conference call is this, and I'm looking at this picture of a very cute sleeping baby, but one or more people involved in the call wants to take a nap instead, and it shows. Maybe you're on Zoom and you have the Brady Bunch screen going, so you can see everybody on, and you can see that some people don't really want to be there. That's a problem. Maybe you haven't turned on your camera, or somebody on the call hasn't turned on the camera because he or she is not prepared. There's no beginning, middle, or end. So there's no agenda. In the beginning of this call, for example, I gave you an idea of what we're going to talk about. But let's say you're on a call and the host, the moderator, just doesn't have an end, and it's sort of an open-ended, we'll be on the call for an hour and a half, and that's very uncomfortable. And the last problem is that people aren't prepared, and everybody knows it. So the goal is to create structure in your video, and that everybody on the call is ready and present and able to speak. So they're in a place where they can be seen, they're in a place where they can speak freely, and that they also can be heard. And after today, you'll know what to do in order to make all of that happen. How to stand out on camera. Number one, place the camera slightly above eye level. Ideally, there's a place in your home, maybe you have an office, maybe a place in your office where you're either going to use your laptop. I'm using my laptop. Maybe you use your phone, but a place that is sort of safe and you know you can set it up and you can put that piece of equipment a little higher than eye level. So you're not looking down, but you're looking up a little bit. And everyone looks more attractive when the camera is above eye level. Make sure you're looking into the right place. And I know sometimes that's a little confusing. People don't know where to look. If it's in the case of one of your smartphones, you know where the camera is. So turn it around and just sort of look where that camera would be. On a laptop, the green light should be on. Maybe it's a red light. If you have an external camera, a web camera like a Logitech, then you know where that camera is and look at that. If at all else fails, if you're on some sort of Zoom and you're not sure where to look at the person speaking. And the best piece of advice I can share regarding where to look is to at least keep it steady. If you don't want to look at the red light or the green light, is to look at the person who's talking. If you happen to be the moderator, definitely look into where the camera is, because then people can look into your eyes. And that's really, really important. It's important to increase your energy. The camera has the tendency to flatten people out, which means you might think you are energetic. You might think you are bringing it on camera, but when you watch it back, and I encourage you to watch video back, it looks kind of like you're bored. And I know you don't want that. So increase your energy. There's a flip side to that. If you are on camera, you do a segment for TV, for example, and you think you did horrible, you're like, that was the worst thing I've ever done. If you watch it back, it won't be as bad. Happens all the time. But because of that, you need to increase your energy to get the type of emotion you're trying to achieve. So increase your energy. And in order to do that, helps to smile. Make sure you smile. And I know it's stressful. I know there's a lot that you're thinking of, and smiling may be the last thing you want to do, but smile. Even if you're on some sort of group video call, doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to smile, and it doesn't help to show that anxiety on your face. So please smile, and that will help you stand out on camera, guaranteed. Let's talk about your equipment. Audio, video, and lighting. And I put that in order on purpose. It is so important that your audio is super clear when you're on a video call. People will turn off your video if they can't hear you. Your boss will not be happy if he or she can't hear you. Make sure that you're in a place where you are close enough to the computer or your phone that you can be heard. I am actually using an external microphone. This is an ATR 2100, and I like it because the room I'm in, although it does have carpet and it does have window treatments, the ceilings are pretty high, and I think it sounds very echoey without this piece of equipment. So this microphone is a USB mic, and it plugs right into my laptop. I like it very much, and I actually use this for my podcast. I have recommendations for equipment at my website, cheryltanmedia.com/resources, but you really don't need to buy anything external unless you plan on doing a lot more videos. I have one that I use specifically with my iPhone, and I can create videos with that, and I don't have to worry about audio. If you're going to do more videos, I do suggest thinking about spending a little bit of money on some equipment. You can spend thousands of dollars on all kinds of equipment. I like to recommend things that are cost-effective and useful. So the microphones I use that I talk about on my resources page are the ones that I really do trust and I share with everybody. In terms of video, the camera you have right now is just fine. Your iPhone, your Android, your laptop, I don't suggest you getting anything more than what you already have unless you were ready for some sort of upgrade anyway. And lighting, I don't have anything external right now either. I am sitting in front of a window. When you are thinking about lighting, make sure that the window you sit in front of is in front of you or coming at you from the side. You don't want to have the window behind you because that will give you these weird shadows. Put the light in front of you, whether it's a desk lamp or you're sitting by a window, and it'll give you some great natural light. I don't have anything on right now. I do have lights in my studio, but I'm not using them right now. And the ones I recommend, I do have on my resources page. But just be aware of lighting, because if you're in the frame and you're shooting some sort of video or you're on some sort of video call, you definitely want to look and sound your best. And that's one way to do it, is put the light in the right place, make sure people can hear you, and make sure you're in the frame. So you can see right here, I'm in the frame with just a couple of inches of space from my head and the top of the screen. That's what I suggest for you. Some people, they like to shrink down and have a lot of headroom, and that's a little distracting too. People want to see all of you. They want to see you. So please make sure that you fill the screen with just a little bit of headroom up at the top and a little bit of room over to the side. Now to your look. I tell people who are just starting out on camera to wear solid colors they love. And the reason I say that is because there's a lot of options in clothing and in jewelry, and it becomes overwhelming. But if there's a solid color they love, chances are they look great in it. And they don't have to worry about anything else. Wear a solid color you love. This model looks beautiful. She's touching her hair, which I do not recommend because it's very distracting. And she's got these patterns. It's very pretty. But for you, I suggest starting out with a solid color that looks great on you, that you'll feel confident in, and worry about up-leveling that part of your look later once you have a lot of videos under your belt. When you're talking about your message, get to the point quickly. Tell people what you're going to tell them, and then recap. Tell them what you told them, and show people your path and where they are on your journey. I've modeled this particular training on that, giving you an idea of what we're going to talk about and letting you know that there's a definite end to it. I teach this focus plan to my one-on-one clients, and that is to face forward, face the camera head on, and of course, make sure you're in the screen the way you should be. Own the silence. Too many times we feel like we have to fill all of the space, that we can't take a beat and take a moment to think. We always have to be following up with word after word after word. So take a beat if you are trying to find a word, if you're trying to put things together in your mind, take a moment and allow yourself to own the silence. Cut out the filler words. One of the things I really love doing, even though it's sometimes pretty painful, is I watch all the videos I've created. And that gives me an idea of the filler words I've put into my videos for the next time. So I cut them out. It's the best way to do it, is to watch what you've created. Watch the videos that you've already put out in circulation. Use your voice. And what that means is giving yourself the chance to let your voice rise and fall with emotion. It gives some variety to the person listening to what you're talking about. Use pauses, use inflection, use all of the tools that your voice can carry out to let them hear your emotion in your voice. It's great. Use your voice. And my favorite bit of advice is to speak to one. It can be pretty lonely when you think about speaking into a piece of machinery. When I first started out in television news, I would speak to my mom, even though she was hundreds of miles away. I would imagine when I was looking to the camera, I was talking to her, telling her my stories of the day. For you, it could be your favorite client. It could be your ideal client. It could be your boss you are, quote, speaking to, even though that person is not there. You can imagine speaking to one, and of course, then through your message, reaching so many more people. What I learned through my video boot camp and what you can implement on your own is the power of peer pressure. In my video boot camp, I pair people up and they work together to be accountable. I give homework and I say, okay, this is the video homework that I'm sharing for this week. And then the accountability buddies work together to encourage each other to create those videos and post them in our group. What I've noticed is if one person posted a video, then the rest of the people in the group saw that posting and it encouraged them to create their own, even though they were hesitant to do so. Peer pressure and accountability work so well together. If you can find someone who can help you be accountable, who can give you a little bit of that peer pressure push, then you'll get a lot farther ahead. If video is where you want to go, if you want to get better using video, then I really suggest that. And what I really saw through this process is confidence is contagious, and in a good way, because one person one day may not feel so confident, but seeing other people's videos, someone just like them, help them see that they can also create those videos, post them, and get that high. It's so good. It's so, so good. To recap what we talked about today, make sure people can hear you and see you clearly. Increase your energy more than you would normally feel is normal. When you watch it back, you will then see it and think, oh, that's just fine. But if you spoke in a normal tone, like you're talking to your neighbor or your best friend, it's not enough. It's not enough energy. You have to ramp it up. Get to the point quickly. And probably one of the most important points in this is to have fun. Video is fun. It creates a connection like none other. Of course, face-to-face is the best way to create relationships, but video done correctly, if you're on a video call and you bring your A game, if you show up, if you bring your energy, people will get an idea of who you are and will want to get to know you. It happens all the time. If you have questions, I'm happy to take them. Our next video boot camp is set for May of 2020. There'll be the 4 Thursdays in May at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want more details on the video boot camp, you can go to CherylTanmedia.com/boot camp, or you can reach out to me via email, Cheryl@CherylTanmedia.com. I'm also on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and I have a podcast, Stand Out with Cheryl Tan. I've got a lot of free resources there as well as on my YouTube channel. So please stay in touch. If there are other topics you'd like to learn about, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed this and good luck on your next video call. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.